Hello and very warm welcome to this new video that is on once again Derek Walcott's drama, A Dream on Monkey Mountain. That's the drama. We have already covered two scenes. An introduction has also been done, and today it's the scene three that we need to discuss. Uh, so therefore, my students and my viewers, that's going to be a very short video talking about scene three of Monkey Mountain. Before starting with Monkey Mountain Scene 3, let me remind you that this drama is African post-colonial drama written by Derek Walcott. Here, a phantasmagorical situation has been created by introducing two characters, Macaque and Moustique, and many other. Macaque achieves or supposes to achieve some mysterious powers, some supernatural powers, on because of which he thinks that he would be able to save his people, and ultimately these powers prove futile, and his dream remains without being fulfilled. So the drama goes on with that aspect. In the first scene, Macaque and Moustique has combined together. The discussion on acquiring of the powers was done. In the second scene, Macaque really saves one man from dying with his powers, but in the third scene we have to see what happens. The third scene, let me show you, it begins in the text that we have got. It's here, scene 3, and I have put just date for my own reminder, April 24, 20, not for the students at all. So don't take it seriously, just think about scene 3. I must say that the third scene of this drama, Dream on Monkey Mountain, is very little with respect to the theme of the drama to proceed further. However, here the character of Moustique, who is one of the companions of Macaque and is a very poor person, that has been revealed to us. That character, I must say, what I can calculate out of the descriptions here, he is not a very much satisfied character. He's very much dissatisfied with his poverty, and he needs to improve that. That is why when Macaque in the last two scenes had established that he had certain spiritual powers, he therefore said that he would be uh, curing the people, and Moustique at once decided that he can make a lot of money out of this power of Macaque, and that is why we can say that he is a little bit greedy and wants to have a lot of money, wants to play on the qualities of Macaque and play on the beliefs of the people in order to accumulate as much money as possible. This is going to happen with him. And this whole scene 3 actually goes to portray all that. So let's first of all talk about the description of scene 3. For example, the scene 3 opens with the entry of Corporal in wig and gown enters the spotlight. Well, Corporal is a type of police in this drama, and he represents the colonial master as well. And Lestrade Corporal is his full name. And he enters on the scene, and let us see what things are talked about in the scene. For example, this can be taken as the setting of the drama as well. Corporal, let's read for this one. Infuriated, my lords, behold, arms extended, behold me. Flayed and dismayed by this impenetrable ignorance, this is our reward. We who have borne the high torch of justice through tortuous thickets of the darkness to illuminate with vision the mind of primeval peoples of backbiting tribes. We who have borne with us the text of law, the mosaic tablets, the splendors of marble, in moonlight, the affidavit, and the water toilet. This stubbornness and ingratitude is our reward, but let me not sway you with displays of emotion. For the law is emotionless, let me give facts. He controls himself. It was market Saturday, and I, with market and sanitation inspector Syafas J. Pamphilian, was on duty at Quarter Chimen Crossroad. I was armed because the area was on strike. Now, this is the introduction of this scene, and we can see that Corporal Lestrade is complaining that he has been trying to establish justice in this part of the world, and he has been trying to give law to the people as well, and he's trying to remove the darkness from the minds of the people as well. But he becomes disappointed and says that the reward is like that, because when he reaches the marketplace at that time, it is in a very poor condition. People are abusing and fighting with each other, and a lot of humdrum is going on in the marketplace. I mean, the peace is not available in that marketplace, and people are in disarray. Everyone is running here and there, and nothing is stable at all. So market day, very important place, marketplace in African culture, that goes disturbed. And Lestrade, corporal Lestrade, again and again, is saying that this is the reward of his effort. So in that way, he says that he's brought with him the sanitation inspector as well. He's brought many other people as well in order to see and maintain the law and order at that place. And in that way, a little bit further, if we go, we have these sounds, for example, sounds of the market cries as the market scene, basket cloths, etc. Lord. So that is the condition in which the scene 3 begins. So as I said, that our purpose is to know the character of Mystique as much as possible. So that's why I'm taking you to only those passages which describe other passages. How does Lestrade control the market? That is not necessary. But however, in order to get a glimpse of what is happening in the market, one character which has been named as the wife of farmer, that character speaks out. Let's read this. What is being said? It was on the high road. The old woman husband, Josephus, well, snake hip bite him, and they had called the priest and everything. From the edge of his bed he could see hell. Then Macaque arrives, praise be God, and passes his hand so twice over the man's face, tell him to walk, and he rise and he walk. And before that he hold a piece of gold, so is in his bare hand upon it, and the gold turns into a red bird and fly out of his hand. So that is the reminder of the second scene. Because in the second scene, Macaque had come to cure one of the patients who was bitten by the snake. And the woman is also telling here that she saw herself that Macaque came, and Macaque had one coal in his hand. With the help of that magic or the power which he had, he was able to cure. So that was the start of the whole activity, as the woman tries to say. But then what happened because of this whole humdrum is created in the mosque? That's what we need to see. And therefore, one more speech of the wife and the man. Let's talk about and see how much change is there, right? The wife says, right, as obsessed, and he was in serious pain, and the boy father bring him, and he rub a piece of blue stone on the boy, and by his cheek, who telling the story, me or you, by the boy cheek, and the tooth fell out of the boy's mouth, and he was well again. We want some more tea. So in this way, the wife is trying to give the truth that Macaque has been curing the people by sometime putting the stone in his hand, and sometime applying the snow, his hand or the stone to the mouth of some other patient. In that way, the patient was also recovered. So this is the type of story going on. The second woman also says that she also saw the similar kind of thing, and in that way, the belief was established that Macaque is a person who could definitely cure the people with this mysterious power. But Corporal is not ready to accept all this. He says, uh, for example, in this passage, no, Market and Sanitary Inspector Pamphilian, mensa sana corpore sana, the pistol is not to destroy but to protect. You will ask me to protect who from what, or rather what from who? And my reply would be to protect people from themselves, or to put it another way, to preserve order for the people. We are in a state of emergency. So in this passage, Corporal Lestrade is trying to justify his duty. He says he's carrying a pistol, but that pistol is not to be used upon the people. The problem is that people are trying to destroy themselves by fighting within each other, and he has come in order to protect the people. So this is the formal, or one can say the apparent duty of the police officer who comes on the scene and says that he's come to protect the people from them. It means that he is the honest one, the people are dishonest one, and as a result, his presence, his power, his pistol is necessary to keep the people under control. But on the whole, this is the speech of Corporal, which goes to show his power, that he can wield upon the people. And in that way, let's go further and see how Moustique is discovered doing certain wrong things, and because of which the whole market day has been disturbed. For example, here is Corporal's another speech where he says, believe, let me tell you what happened. I, following this rumor good and is same as history, Pamphilian, some ignorant, illiterate lunatic, who knew 2 or 3 lines from the Bible by heart, well, one day he get tired of being poor and sitting on his arse, so he make up his mind to say vision, and once he make up his mind, the constipated, stupid bastard bound to see it. So he come down off his mountain as if he's God's self, and walk amongst the people, who too glad that he will think for them, he give them hope, miracle, vision, paradise on earth. And in that, blood started to bleed and stones started to fly. And is that the point? To protect them from disappointment, I does reach for my pistol. History, Mr. Pamphilian, is just one series of the breach of premise. They have reached the basket vendors. That is the nice set of cages you have here. So this speech of Lestrade, Corporal Lestrade, shows that Corporal Lestrade has an idea what actually had happened, and he therefore repeats the story as told by Makak. He says that Makak is one of the men who lived on the mountain, the Monkey Mountain. Makak is a very poor person, and when he becomes lunatic, I mean, he becomes a mad person. At that time, he feels that perhaps he's going to say something, he's going to cure the people, he's got certain powers. He says that this Makak, therefore, has done all these things by saying that it's got the power. But actually, according to Lestrade, Corporal Lestrade, there's no power, it's only the belief of the people which is being exploited, that he's giving them hope, miracles, some vision, paradise concept, and because of all that, the people are following him. This is what Makak is doing, and that is what he has come to know. Corporal Lestrade has come to know, and he doesn't believe in the fact that Makak may be possessing some kind of powers. And the wife and the inspector again talk with each other in order to know what the real situation is going to be. For example, the wife says again, they said that he on a long walk going through every village on his way to the sea looking across Africa, and that when he gets there, God will tell him what to do. She sings a hymn. The others join her working, and inspector said, no, he's coming. The humor like a campfire. Faith is good business. I have never seen the market so full. It's like a fair, and from all parts of the district. So women is trying to say why people are gathered there, what they are waiting for. Women says that it has been rumored that Makak is traveling on the road, he's coming on this way, and he has visited various places. And once he goes to the sea, he will be able to get some more messages from God. So this is a holy man, and that's why all these people are present there. The inspector, however, does not believe this. He says this is a good thing that business can be done on that, and that is why the marketplace is so full because of that. So religion and marketing and business is being mixed up together by the writer here in order to show that one can make the people of the post-colonial state as much apes or monkeys or stupid as possible with the help of the religious concept that one is going to portray. So in that way, this is the contradiction which is going on between the belief of Makak and Moustique, and then the belief of the people, and after that the belief of Inspector and Corporal Lestrade as well. The same tone continues with the discussion of the people. Singers come and the people sing, and they are all thinking that perhaps Makak is coming up, and ultimately they will be witnessing that Makak is there, but actually is not Makak. Let us say see who that person is going to be. A boy comes forward and he says that I went down the bridge by the river. I was looking in the water, down so in the water, when I turned my head and I see a man alone singing and coming up the road, beating on a pan and singing, with a long stick in his hand and with a big white hair on his head and a tall black hat coming up the road. So one by one, I drop everything and I run like one son. So that is the heralder type of thing done by the boy, that a man is coming. He's got the long hair, he's got the long stick with him. He's an old man also, and he is appearing to be very holy, and that's why he brings this information that possibly Makak is coming up to these people, and that is why he's received very well, he's listened very well, and people believe that Makak has come, and that is why it is not Makak actually. It's Mystique has come, who's posing to be Makak. For example, he says that let the enemies of Africa make way, let the Abyssinian lion leap again. For Makak walk on frenzy down the Monkey Mountain, and God sent this message in lightning and writing that the sword of sunlight be his right hand, and the moon is shield. The Mystique comes forward and announces that Makak is coming here, and it's a great man and come from Monkey Mountain, and in that way he's a great person in Africa as the Abyssinian lion. Instead of telling him Makak or monkey, one should say that he's a lion. No, this is the problem, that Mystique here is not posing himself to be Makak. He has actually walked through many streets, many villages, many roads, posing that he's Makak. And at this place, even he tried to pose himself Makak. But then he heard the news that someone is coming, and that is why he would say that, okay, Makak is coming, good one. So partially he's playing the role of the companion of Makak, taking him as the prophet and taking himself as the companion of the prophet. But on the other hand, also, he goes here and there, earns a lot of money in the name of Makak, also by sometime posing himself to be Makak too. And here in the marketplace, perhaps the same thing has happened, and because of it, there is a trouble in the market, some kind of bad things are going on. And so, Mustique says here, market inspector, well then inspect with respect, do not be suspect or you will be wrecked. They calling the English, but the color of English is white, inspector of milk. Yes, find room in your heart to laugh and room inside you to happy, because macaque shall not pass this road again. His dream call him to sea and the shore of Africa, and the hungry and the tired, the dust of 30 roads in his throat. A woman brings him water, daughter of the heaven, macaque will remember, but I prefer cash as I traveling hard. Zamzis, Congo, Niger, Limpopo is your brown milk I drink, is your taste I remember, is the roots of your trees, that's the veins in my hand, is your flowering that falling now from my tongue. He takes the bowl from the women. By belief I make blessing, but even the black sheep of God cannot go hungry, and they shall be fed. So, children of darkness, bring whatsoever you have, shilling or a yam, and put here the mouth of God, that macaque is tongue, and then when all is one bag, we shall pray, you shall pray. So, all the speech of Mustique goes to show that he is trying to tell the people that it's money which he needs, and it's a superpower which he's possessing, his macaque is possessing, and that power can make the people very good. So, that's why everybody should come forward. Macaque is traveling from one place to the other, and ultimately he will reach the destination where he wants to go. But before that, wherever he's passing, it's very good. So when a woman hands him milk, a little bit of water, he's very happy. And at that time, he says that she's the daughter of heaven. And he tells the path of macaque also, through which he's passing, name certain village, that's Zenzi, Congo, Niger, etc. These villages also are the very much African names, and from there he's passing and he will be reaching the place where he wants to go. So in that way, Mustique is 100% trying to justify whatever the action is being done by him is very right, and nothing wrong is going to be there. And in that way, Mustique continues to establish his position in the marketplace. He gets as much money from the people, things from the people as much possible, and ultimately he has to face something, and that is why here in this passage, let's see what is Mustique trying to tell to the people. I am the resurrection, I am the life. So Mustique puts a very heavy statement on himself by saying that he is the one who is a power, who is the life power. And he says that he's the one who's come from Jordan, is the one who comes from Jerusalem, and in that way tries to establish his connection with the previous things which are mentioned in certain other religions, and that is why he says everything about that in order to get the belief of the people that he is really a religious power, is really representing God. So in that way, many things continue to take place, and people are sometimes ready to accept him, sometimes they are not ready to accept him, and sometimes they say that they should kill this Mustique because he is not the real power, because Mustique is trying to play macaque, but he's not macaque at all. And ultimately, macaque enters into the marketplace, and he addresses Mustique at the very moment and says, Mustique, Mustique. He looks around among the on a wreckage and then discovers Mustique sprawled on a heap. Mustique, what happened? What happened to you? What they do you, etc., etc. Mustique say, pardon, macaque, pardon, to see that this is where I must die. Here in the market, the spider, go back to Monkey Mountain, go back, or you will die like this. So people's reaction on Mustique has come, and as we know that Mustique is very much afraid of the spiders as well, insects as well, and that is why when he's lying down, being bitten by the people, at that time he wants macaque also to run away from that place because he may also be killed in that way. As he's being killed, he knows that he will be killed by the people, so he advises macaque to run away. So that is the reaction of the people which Mustique is facing, and he is telling macaque also to go away. Now, when macaque in reality has come, Mustique will stop becoming a macaque. He will simply remain Mustique, but he is believing that power possibly is not there, and macaque may not be able to show that power, and in that way people will beat him up. But actually the situation is that people have beaten him only because of the money which he was trying to get from them. They had not beaten him for the sake of macaque, and also to when he was playing that he is macaque, at that time also people kill him because really there was no power with him. So macaque addresses again by saying, how you could leave me alone, Mustique, in all the yards and villages I pass. I hear people saying macaque was here, and we gave him so and so, and it was for the money. I didn't know. So that's the revelation which macaque says to Mustique, that wherever he passed, he came to know that macaque had already passed from there, and macaque had been getting money from them. So it was actually Mustique who was passing and saying that he's macaque and he's getting money from the people also. Mustique replies, no, you didn't know. You would never know. It was always me. Since the first time in the road were always me who did have to beg to He says that I was the one who was begging all the time, and sometimes he posed that he's macaque and he got the money from the people as well. So in this way, Mystique has been using macaque everywhere in order to raise his position, in order to get money from the people as well, and that's why the marketplace have reacted right now a lot. And again, macaque is up to some extent upset, and that's why he addresses him again and again by saying Mystique, Mystique. So here, the secret is revealed that macaque is macaque and Mystique is Mystique, and Mystique was the one who was trying to rob the people by using the name of macaque. For example, here Makak, then look, then open your eyes, try and open your eyes and tell me what you see. Look, then if you dying, tell me what you see. Open them, tell me, and I will preach that. Tell me, Mystique, I see a black wind blowing, a black wind. So even Makak is unable to convince Mystique that everything will be okay. So Mystique says that a black wind is coming up, and as a result, the problem can happen, and that is why Makak again addresses him in the following words. For example, Makak says, and nothing else, nothing. Let me look into them. Let me look. And I will keep the last picture of your eyes in mind. Let me be brave and look into a dead man's eye, Mystique. He peers into the Mystique's gaze, and what he sees there, darkness is vision. He lets out a terrible cry of emptiness. So in this way, Mystique dies, and so Makak is looking and trying to look into the eyes of Mystique as a friend also, as a healer also, but he's unable to save the life of this person, Mystique. And that is why Makak has found out that something has happened to Mystique, is possibly dead, and so the ultimate speech of Makak is here in the brackets and the italicized words. For example, it says, "In the darkness, the drum began and shapes demon spirits, cleft-footed women, a man with a goat head. Imps whirl out of the darkness around Makak, and figure of women with white face and long black hair of the mask all singing. They take the body on a litter." That's the end of this scene, because here we see that the writer has brought all the superstitious kind of things which can represent death also. For example, drums are beating, shapes are there, demons are there, cleft-footed women, and one woman who had charmed the mind of Makak in his dream only, not in reality. That has also come, and in that way the scene ends. So therefore, this scene is a type of stopgap. If nothing else happens, only the vision of future, what will happen to the powers of Mystique and Makak, that has been shown. Mystique is dead, and Makak is left alone, and therefore this is the situation where the spirituality of Makak has met the reality of the life of the people. When they don't feel satisfied, they kill such people as well, and that's why we have the ending of this scene also in the words of the chorus. The chorus, for example, says, "Death to death, my lord. When my body lie down in the grave, then my soul going shout for joy." The philosophy of life, that this is the world only where we face the problems, where we live and have to deal with number of issues. But actually, when we die at that time, these issues remain behind and our soul becomes happy. So death is the only thing which relieves the people from all these worries and troubles, and that is why the death is also the relieved Moustique from his troubles, and so to a frenzied climax, Makakra writhes on the ground in a fit, and the music dies. In this way, Makak is really becoming mad because of this death, and whole thing happened in the market because of this spiritual thing, and that's why Corporal Lestrade was very angry. So this is the end of scene 3 also. Next time I shall be helpful for creating video on the next part of this drama. So far, 4 videos have been recorded by me, and in this scene, as we have read, let us try to summarize that we feel 2 characters, Moustique and Makak, present here. Moustique tries to sell the powers of Makak by hoodwinking the people, but sometimes people are ready to accept and sometimes they're not accepting. When he establishes more claim on money at that time, it's not possible for him to get rid of the people, and so he is all the time in danger. People therefore turn against him. They will not spare Makak, and Corporal Lestrade has reached the representative of the colonial power that he will be trying to save the people from them. So he's carrying the power of gun, and because of this gun, it's all happening. So that is the end of the scene 3 of this drama, Dream on Monkey Mountain. So viewers and students, do not fail to hit the subscribe button. Watch it carefully. Give your comments on YouTube, on Facebook, wherever you want to. And in that way, the whole drama will continue in some next coming video also. So far, that's it from me saying you goodbye. Thank you for watching.